Hey, we have the Chris Vector out on the table today, which I'm actually running with a Bushwhacker 46 Griffin armament suppressor, and we actually have a Griffin armament flash hider taper mount that's connected to this gun as well. So I did want to take some time to talk about this suppressor, the Griffin armament muzzle devices, and kind of how well I love running the Vector suppressed with this can specifically. And sticking to the theme of kind of the Griffin armament stuff, I actually do have a Griffin armament micro carry comp on the Glock 17 here. Again, a huge shout out to Syndicus Cerakote for the beautiful Cerakote job on the SCT Glock 17 frame. And we are running that with a Griffin armament micro carry comp. I actually, funny enough, when I very first started the channel, I actually did a lot of content on the Griffin armament Bushwhacker 46, as well as the Griffin armament micro carry comp. So I kind of wanted to bring that back. We haven't talked about these items in a while, and they're really awesome. So we're going to talk about that today. Malik, Don, Scoot, Hectic, what's up? Hector Mendoza. How about a Cobra Arms Mac 10 with rapid fire? What's it worth? Had a bunch of different numbers. I have no idea. I'm sorry, H-Town C. We also have the kind of completed Recover Tactical chassis out on the table today. I know I kind of teased this a little bit last night. I was playing with it a little bit, and I spent some time last night after the live stream kind of getting this bad boy fully set up. So we are running a little optic on there. I got the door breaker, the glass breaker muzzle device situated. We have an extra mag with the mag holder, and this is actually my stock. Well, I guess it's not really stock anymore, but stock Glock 17 Gen 3. So I got that all kitted out, so we'll talk about that today. Again, the Vector featuring the Bushwhacker 46 from Griffin Armament. I do want to kind of monologue about this suppressor and Griffin Armament stuff a little bit because it is really cool. It was actually my first suppressor, and there was a lot of reasoning that went in behind that. And again, the Glock 17 Gen 3. I'm just calling this the Glock 17 Gen 3. People have been getting a little annoyed with me. I guess like, that's not a real Glock. I'm like, well, you know, aftermarket Glock 17 base, I guess. And then we do have the giveaway items hanging out very casually on the floor today because, you know, we do have the giveaway going on. So yeah, lots of cool stuff out on the table today. I see you put the charging handle on. Yes, I figured out how to get the charging handle on. I did not know, Malik, that there was those little square nuts that you had to put in the bottom of the charging handle situation. So I did figure that out. Again, that's on me. Whenever I grab these new parts, it's probably maybe just a man problem or maybe a muzzle bro problem. I don't really read the directions. I just kind of open the boxes and start screwing in screws where they go. And I should have taken legitimately 2 seconds to read the directions on the, it's not even reading the directions. They have actually the Recover Tactical directions were really good. They're just kind of some, what's the word I'm looking for? Pictures. How come the sound is crackling? Is the sound bad, guys? If it is, I can go plug in my mic and see if that fixes the situation. The survival knife is dope. The fire starter is a nice addition. All right, yeah, hold on. Let me grab this mic real quick and just try and plug it in. I don't know why that's happening. I know you guys teased that on yesterday's stream, but we'll see if I plug in the mic if it's still. Maybe it's like my internet. All right. 1 second. We'll get the mic in. Hold on. Bear with me. Sorry, gang. Okay. Is the audio worse or not? Audio better, audio fixed, audio not fixed. What do we think? Someone please tell me. Better. Okay, perfect. Then I'll use the mic. Sorry about that, gang. I thought it was just me. Yeah, I don't know. I do appreciate whenever if something is wrong in the live stream, but y'all just kind of let me know. And still crackling. Still doing it. Okay, well, I don't know the answer. Okay, well, I turned my Wi-Fi off. I don't know what else to do. The beauty and the fun of the live streams. But I do really appreciate you guys hanging out with me today during this lunchtime live streams. The lunchtime lives are always a little bit of fun. I do really enjoy when you guys sneak away from your bosses and hang out with me here on the Muzzle Bro channel. I apologize for the crackling mic, but we do have the Stripper Glock. Yes, someone mentioned that. The Stripper Camo Glock is from Syndicus Cerakote, and actually we are Actually, well, I missed the lunch streams. Yeah, honestly, I haven't had too much free time during lunch, but we do today. But I actually am just texting with my man Chris. You might have seen him on my Instagram from Syndicate Cerakote, and we are planning our next Cerakote adventure together. I do think we are going to end up Cerakoting the KUSA Comrade. So that's kind of my plan, unless anyone has any very strong feelings for or against that. Just let me know. Hey, is the audio any better, gang? I'd appreciate you letting me know. But yeah, we did finally get the Recover Tactical stuff set up. We're going to have plenty of testing on the Recover Tactical 2020N. That is their Glock version. I'm actually really curious to do some testing with this in a couple of different senses. I definitely want to test this directly, honestly, kind of to both of the other guns that we have out on the table, right? To me, the Recover Tactical 2020N kind of almost looks like the Vector and the Glock like had sort of a, some sort of love child, and this is kind of what they came up with. It does look really cool. I'm definitely here for it in the vibes. It's kind of one of those things where I'm very interested. I don't really want any of my preconceived notions to kind of, I guess, dictate the outcomes of whatever experiment I do. Hello, Earthlings. My spaceship is ready. Well, tell all of your alien friends to subscribe to the Muzzlebroke channel. But yeah, man, I'm curious to see how this does, because it's essentially like a hybrid between a PCC and a handgun. Now, you can still kind of use this as a handgun, which I think is very interesting in a sense where you can just fold this brace and kind of shoot it as you would a normal pistol. I think it would be slightly cumbersome in that configuration. But I'm curious. I definitely want to run a bill drill with this just in pistol mode compared to like a bill drill with the Glock standard in pistol mode. And then same thing, bill drill and farther distance shots with the brace deployed versus no brace. And then, kind of running that compared to the Vector as well, because obviously the Vector is meant to be kind of shouldered. I do think that I am giving a little bit of an unfair advantage to the Glock 17, the stripper Glock from Syndicate Cerakote, because this is a great segue to talk a little bit about the Griffin Armament Micro Carry Comp. Pretty big fan of this comp, I'm not going to lie. I actually got this comp when I bought I also have a Griffin Armament threaded barrel that I bought for this original build. Barrel's great, and it came with the Micro Carry Comp, which I do really like. It is a very small compensator. I know you guys are kind of used to seeing my big SIG 226 comp, and this one is definitely not the case. It's very small. It's compact. It doesn't really add a ton of weight or bulk to the gun, which is awesome. Thanks, Fiasco Don. I will pin that. Sorry, I'm like working with less hands now that I'm using the mic out on the live stream, but thank you. But yeah, even though this comp is incredibly small, it actually does a pretty good job as a compensator. One of the coolest things I think about the Griffin Micro Carry Comp is you actually don't have to you don't have to play the recoil spring game, which I really appreciate. A lot of the times when you're adding comps or ports or something like that, and they're big and bulky, you do kind of have to mess with the recoil spring weights to get the gun to cycle reliably, and you did not have to do that with the Griffin Armament Micro Carry Comp, which is awesome. So yeah, you're good. Thanks, Fiasco Don. But if you guys are just popping on the stream, make sure you are subscribed to the Muzzlebroke channel, because we are currently doing a giveaway. The giveaway we're doing, I have that out on the floor, the Canik TP9 Elite SC and the Utica Knives Survival Knife. I also did just post a video to the Muzzlebroke Instagram account, allowing everybody to get some more free entries to the giveaway, which is pretty cool. So it is exciting. But yes, it is Wednesday. We're doing the lunchtime live. If you guys like the lunchtime lives, I can try and make a point to do more lunchtime lives. Honestly, just recently with a couple of trips and some projects with the Canik Mate MC9 Prime and also projects with the gun wall, I've just been running around a little bit. So we haven't had too much time to do some lunchtime lives, but I had a minute today. Yes, I love them. Good, hectic, good. But yeah, to talk a little bit about the Vector, this is actually one of the, not the first gun I bought, but it was one of the handful of first kind of tactical guns, I guess you would say, that I bought. And I actually really do love running this gun suppressed. It is nothing against the Griffin Armament suppressor, but the Vector itself is a little jammy, a little finicky, which I don't super duper love. Funny enough, the addition of the Bushwhacker 46 suppressor actually kind of helps the reliability of this gun because it does increase that back pressure just a little bit, which I do think helps cycle the weapon a little bit more reliably. The Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46 is a 46 caliber can, which is cool because we can shoot 45 ACP through it. This Vector here is chambered in 45 ACP. And just to kind of preview this a little bit, this is actually the suppressor that we are going to have on the tactical lever action build. The young lady I work with Midwest Industries just sent me an email this morning. We are going to get in the correct handguard for the Marlin Dark Series, chambered in 4570, and then Griffin Armament is actually sending me out a muzzle device for the 4570 so I can put the Bushwhacker 46. Okay, monologue over. How long is the barrel on the Vector? Boy, oh boy, I really should know the numbers. I want to say 8.5 inches or something very close to that, maybe a little bit less. Yeah, I think I'd say about 8.5 inches. I will say one of the bigger, I don't want to say issues, but headaches that I kind of had with the Vector was because I wanted to run this gun suppressed, and I'm very glad that I decided to do that because, like, this is arguably one of my favorite guns to shoot suppressed. With the Super V recoiling system and the suppressor, like, it really mitigates muzzle flip and recoil, like, incredibly well. But the thread pitch for the Vector is kind of stupid. I don't have the numbers memorized, but it's a really weird thread pitch. Now, Griffin Armament does make a tri-lug adapter for their suppressors that mounts directly to the Vector's wonky thread pitch pattern. I didn't really want to run tri-lug. The only reason I didn't really want to run tri-lug on this, well, one, I don't like the aesthetics of a tri-lug muzzle device, which is just a personal preference. But I really like to keep. Hey, the Snucker, what's up? Fiasco Don, I will answer your question. I'm sorry, I'm just monologuing. But I really like to keep the Bushwhacker 46 in the like taper mount configuration because it is super easy to switch guns. Like literally 2 seconds before the stream, because this is typically that suppressor that I run, like kind of the SD integrally suppressed look on my 300 Blackout AR. And with that Plan A taper mount adapter in the Griffin Armament suppressor, you can just swap guns in like 2 seconds, which is really nice. So I didn't want to do a tri-lug because you would have to change an adapter in the suppressor, and then it would kind of defeat the purpose of me moving my suppressor around to all my guns. So that is why I am running I think I just bought it off eBay, like a thread pitch adapter to run a Griffin Armament flash hider to run the Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46. Okay, Fiasco Don asks, do you prefer to put a comp and or ports on all of your handguns? If so, why? Just curious. Yes. Yes and no. Typically on my, sorry, bad answer. On my Glock 17 Gen 3, the stock one that I run, obviously it's not stock now in the Recover tactical chassis, but typically I am running this gun just fairly stock, and it shoots fine. In my opinion, like the Glock 17 Gen 3 is kind of like the baseline that I compare all handguns to. It shoots well. It shoots, fine. It doesn't have any comps or ports, or I don't have a threaded barrel with a muzzle device on this one. It's obviously not going to shoot as flat or as fast as like my ported 2011 or something along those lines. But if a gun shoots worse than the Glock 17 Gen 3, I'm a little bit about it. Now to your question, do I put comps, ports on all of my handguns? Yeah, I kind of tend to do that. The reason being is because it helps you shoot flat and it helps you shoot fast. And in a handgun, those are pretty important aspects to me. Even if you kind of look at my concealed carry setups, like the Mechanic Mate MC9 Prime does have those ports, and the SIG P365 AXG Legion has the kind of integrated slide comp. For a carry gun, I typically wouldn't really recommend any sort of aftermarket ports or comp because it will kind of decrease reliability. That being said, the Griffin Armament micro carry comp that I am running on the Syndicus Cerakote Glock has not given me any reliability issues, and I never had to mess with the recoil springs or anything like that. My Springfield Prodigy I ported just because I wanted to try and, again, make that gun as flat and as fast shooting as I could. Same thing with the SIG 226 ZEV build that I run on the channel. That gun came with a threaded barrel, and so I was like, well, the comp looks sick. Let's add the comp, and the comp actually does help quite a bit with recoil control. Now, if I actually have a pretty extensive long-form video is messing up bad. Okay. And the audio problems that I experienced will never cease to amaze me. I apologize, guys. Is that audio better? But anyways, if I wasn't getting married to ports, I would probably recommend something like a threaded barrel, just because you can always change the barrel. You can always change the muzzle device. So like, obviously we are running this little micro carry comp, but I do just have some thread protectors. So if I didn't want to run a comp, I could easily just switch out the Griffin armament comp for like a thread protector. I also do run the Bushwhacker 46 here on my handguns. I have run that on my Glocks before. So I like a threaded barrel because you can kind of switch from thread protector with no like significant difference in muzzle velocity or concussion or flash to a compensator if you would like, to a suppressor. So I think a threaded barrel gives you the most options for sure, which is nice. As far as like porting a gun, I like the ports that help me shoot fast and flat, but if I wanted a more modular handgun, I don't think I would port it. You know, obviously I'm very fortunate to have these guns, right? But if I just had one Glock 17 and that was my only gun, I don't think I would port it. I would probably buy a threaded barrel so I could use it in multiple configurations. Okay. What is the metallurgy combination or composition for a 22 LR or Magnum? Is it proprietary? I have no idea what that question says. The thing with the ramjet and the afterburner for the Glock, I don't know if you have to use a different spring to make it run better / smoother. So I have shot that Radian ramjet and afterburner. I know what you're talking about. It actually works very well. First Shot Tactical has one on his Glock 19. And it did shoot very nice. I actually think it's one of their like selling points, if I'm not mistaken, that you do not have to change the recoil spring, but I'm also not sure. I think that is a little bit of like an exception to the rule because that system comes with a barrel. The Radian ramjet and afterburner is their kind of like proprietary comp with their barrel integration system. So I would assume that there's some sort of engineering and magic behind the barrel and comp that you don't have to switch that. Fiasco Don, hashtag Save Insano Land. Yeah, Save Insano Land, guys. Save Insano Land, win a gun. Good luck, boys. So Fiasco Don, I'll give you your 2 extra entries. I have that right here in my little notebook. So that would be +2 for Fiasco Don. Appreciate that donation, Fiasco Don. Fiasco Don +2. Boom. So yeah, I do keep very good track of everyone who gives me extra entries. I actually have that. Well, we'll show it to you. I have that very sloppily written on this piece of paper. So we got Scoot's got an extra 20 entries. Jonah King has 5. Big Boy Diesel has 5. Egg has 2. Kiefer has 15. Mason Timblin, who was on the chat yesterday, actually has 40. Malik has 60. Fiasco Don has 2. And these are, oh, Mason. Good. I was glad I caught you because I do have your extra entries written down. I lost all faith in the wall when the PP was erased. Well, Pay the Snucka, you know that I could always doodle it again. Ain't nothing stopping me. But if you guys are just popping on, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I really would appreciate it. We do have the Recover Tactical 2020N chassis out on the table today, running that in a Glock, running that on a Glock 17 Gen 3. Typically, I do keep this Glock fairly stock, but we have the chassis in, so we're going to run it. We got the Chris Vector. This is their Gen 2. I am slightly sad I do not have a Gen 3, but it is what it is. This one is chambered in 45 ACP. I am running a Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46 caliber suppressor, so it does suppress the 45 ACP very nicely. Walther PvP thoughts. Sorry, you've said that 3 times. I have not gotten to it. I apologize. Actually, never shot that. Never shot the Walther PvP, so I don't know. No, Muzz. I have the TP9 SC gun already, so let's give 1 extra to Malik and 1 extra to Scoot. Okay, I will erase that, and +1 for Malik, and +1 for Scoot. That's very gracious of you, Fiasco Don. Thank you. I do really appreciate it. All donations to the channel go to basically all of the upgrades to the channel. All of the gun wall, the giveaway stuff, I actually just bought, they actually just arrived today. I have not used them yet, but I did buy some higher quality mics. So hopefully my videos will have a little bit better audio, which will hopefully push them a little bit further. So I bought new mics. I bought the gun wall. I spent like $2,000 on the lever action, which is unfortunate, but whatever. All the money you guys donate goes to a good place, so I do really appreciate it. But yes, the Syndicus Cerakote Stripper Glock, I do really like the barrel for this one as well. I think it fits the vibe of the gun very well. I was originally running the Griffin Armament threaded barrel in this, but switched it out for the XTS one just for the vibes. But yeah, Mechanic TP9 Elite SC and the Utica Knives Survival Knife. Whoever wins this giveaway, I don't know if I feel like I made it clear, but people were asking, you win both of these items. So there is only one winner for the double giveaway. It's not like, oh, I draw one, and it's like, oh, you get the knife, and then you get the gun. When you win this giveaway, you get both the gun and the knife and the sheath and the fire starter. You get the whole shebang, the whole package, which is pretty cool. If you could hear your mic right now, you'd be pissed. Dude, I don't know why the audio, I think it's like specifically something with the live streams recently. Because I have noticed like my past like 3 or 4 live streams have basically had like very minimal people on them. I think it's got to be something with the connection. I turned my Wi-Fi off, I turned it back on, I tried this like mic on the ground, I tried the phone mic, nothing seems to be working. But it is what it is. We're doing our best. When's the giveaway? Giveaway winner will be announced May 31st. So it is a little bit of a longer giveaway, but I really just wanted to make sure that everyone who wanted to get in could get in. Like I said, I am keeping tracks of the free entries as well as the additional entries when y'all donate to the channel. So everything is very well kept track of, but the giveaway announcement will kind of be ending on my birthday and the end of May. So I kind of wanted to do that as a little bit of a birthday present to myself because I thought it would be fun and to give everyone who wanted to enter a chance to enter. I am really fortunate to be able to do these giveaways. I enjoy them because I feel like it helps me feel like I'm giving back to the subscribers a little bit. Hey, it's all good as long as the live stream is working. Yeah, but I would like the audio to be a little bit better. I'm not sure why it's not. So yeah, I would actually really like to compare the Gen 2 Vector to the Gen 3 Vector. I know First Shot Tactical does, he did just get in the Gen 3 Vector, so hopefully, I know he will let me shoot that next time I shoot with him. I think actually, funny enough, he might be coming down for my birthday, so maybe I'll get to directly compare him at that point. When are you going to shoot the lever action giveaway gun? I don't know. Honestly, this upcoming weekend is the first weekend that I will be home in like almost like 2 months. So probably not this weekend, but maybe the weekend after that. I do want to wait to shoot the lever action until I get the Midwest Industries handguard for the lever action because I want to do the review with all the Midwest Industries furniture on it. So I'll probably wait to shoot that one and do I think we'll have like a 300 round review, I think is how many rounds I got for the tactical lever action. So I know that's not our 1,000 round review that we typically do, but those rounds are legit $2 a pop. So I'm not spending $2,000 to review the lever action. But yeah, for that range day, we'll do the lever action, we'll do the giveaway canic, and we will do probably the Fletcher Rifle Works Taquito suppressor as well during that. I didn't know there was different gens. Yeah, there's 3 gens of the Vector. I don't think anyone has a Gen 1. The most common is the Gen 2. The Gen 3 just came out not all that long ago. I would say the biggest difference is, in my opinion, from the Gen 2, which this is, and the Gen 3. It has a 1913 stock/brace adapter, which is pretty cool. Right now, it's kind of like a weird proprietary screw-in buffer system situation. And you could actually swap out the pistol grip on the Gen 3 Vectors, which I think is a nice addition as well. Not that I really have any beef with this pistol grip or this, stock option, but it just makes it a little bit more modular. I know First shot said he did have some jamming issues with the Gen 2 Vector. I think he just shot the Gen 3 Vector. He said he didn't have jamming issues, so we'll see. I bought this hand workout squeeze thing. I feel like I could crush a coconut. Oh, the little grippers. Yeah, I actually had those at work, and I would use them while I was working because work is boring. But what else do I have to talk about the Syndicus Cerakote Stripper Glock? We actually have some interesting upgrades on this. So we do have the XTS Chameleon threaded barrel there, and that is screwed on with a Griffin Armament, not screwed on, but it's featuring Griffin Armament micro carry comp. We are actually running the Surefire X300 pistol light on this. We are running the Swamp Fox Kraken optic. I'm very excited to break the Swamp Fox Kraken optic because I know it will break. Funny enough, I actually broke the CH Precision Duty XL optic as well. I did reach out to CH Precision like 15 times, and they, didn't really reach back out to me, which is a little unfortunate, but that's okay. Other cool thing on the Stripper Cerakote is the Trijicon suppressor height night sights. I do actually really like these iron sights quite a bit. Egg, what's up, man? So yeah, man, the next range day, it'll be, just left the range. Nice. Yeah, the next range day will be dope. We'll feature the Recover Tactical 2020N chassis. We'll feature the Marlin Dark Series chambered in 4570. We'll feature the Canic TP9 Elite SC here, the giveaway gun. We'll feature some cool stuff. 300 rounds of 4570. No, should do more like 100 or 550 round review. 300 rounds, that's almost $600 in one day. You could have had a great night with the real strippers for that. Yes. Yeah, I think I don't remember if it's 250 or 300 rounds, but I probably will do them all in that one range day. Save the 20 rounds or so that are going to just aesthetically be sitting on the gun with the little Midwest Industries like carry cartridge thingies. So, yeah. I've never bought a Streetwalker, no. But if you guys are just popping on the stream, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. We are currently doing a giveaway. We are giving away one lucky winner. Will win both the Utica Knives Survival Knife as well as the Canic TP9 Elite SC. This whole package that I have sitting here on the floor, you get to win that. And then hopefully we'll be doing, I know we will be doing more giveaways on the channel for sure. I feel like we've actually had a giveaway going in one form or another for quite some time now, because we did the Utica Knives dagger to win, and then we did the machete giveaway. Who won the Fiasco Don? Didn't you won the machete, right? Jonah King, I'm working. Wanted to come drop a like. Well, thank you, Jonah King. I appreciate that. Jonah King has bought extra entries for the TP9 Elite SC, so those are marked down. So Egg says, how much to win? Well, the entries are free, but if you donate to the channel, you will get extra entries. Is it just me, or is the mic staticky? I don't know what is wrong with the mic. Maybe I'll turn the Wi-Fi back on. Maybe that will help. I don't know. I don't know why my mic is so terrible. If the mic's any better, let me know. If it's worse, let me know. How do I get entries? So basically, to enter to win the TP9 Elite SC and the Utica Knives Survival Knife. Nice Vector, thank you. This is the Chris Vector Gen 2, chambered in 45 ACP, running a EOTech 512 on this guy, as well as the Bushwhacker 46 suppressor from Griffin Armament, which is pretty cool. Yes, I won the machete. Did you get the machete yet, Fiasco Don? I know we sent it off. But yeah, Egg, to get entries, all you have to do is follow the instructions in the videos featuring the Canic TP9 Elite SC. But if you want to buy extra entries, you can donate to the channel, and each dollar donated to the channel will be an extra entry for you. Well, if it kicks more than 30-30, you're going to have a sore shoulder after. Yeah, I'm sure it is going to kick a little bit, but I will say that the stock, like the Midwest Industry stock, has a pretty thick little like rubber butt pad on it. So I'm hoping that mitigates some of the shoulder boom. The TP9 is a carry gun. Well, you could really use it for whatever you'd like, but it is I would say a carry gun. This one is, I believe, 12+1 rounds, which is actually pretty good considering how small the frame actually is. The slide is not incredibly small, but I wouldn't really want an incredibly long or incredibly small slide. Usually for carry, the biggest gripe is like printing, and that kind of comes from the frame. So it's kind of cool that that gun does have a smaller frame. Hasn't arrived yet. Well, I'm sure. I know the wheels are in motion, Fiasco Dom. So just let me know when you get that. Can you fold the stock on the Vector? Yes, you can. So this is a little bit of a different stock mechanism, I guess, than what we typically have on like, I don't know, pretty much anything else. But yeah, see that little button? You got to depress that button down, and then that stock will flop and fold to the side. So you can't fold the stock on the Vector. When you don't have the extendo mag in or the suppressor, you can actually fit this pretty darn easily in a backpack. That's another thing that I'm very interested to compare the Recover Tactical chassis to the Vector. It's kind of like bag concealability in a sense, because this is a smaller package for sure. It's definitely smaller. It's definitely more lightweight. How many rounds do you have to shoot to get lead poisoning? I think quite a bit. I think there's quite a bit of, like, a lot. I do not know the exact number. I would hope not that much. I don't know. But yeah, man, if you guys are just popping on the stream, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being here. Please subscribe to the Muzzle Bro channel. It helps me out quite a bit. We do have the Recover Tactical 2020N chassis out on the table today with the Chris Vector Chambered 45 ACP, Bushwhacker 46 suppressor. This foregrip is actually from Chris. This is the Chris brand stock as well, running an EOTech 512. The sights, I was actually really happy. I don't know why this made me so happy, but the Vector did actually come with these little flip-up polymer sights, which I did appreciate, I would say. Then we have the Syndicus Cerakote Stripper Cerakoted Glock out on the table today as well. We are also rocking the Mechanic TP9 Elite SC, the Utica knife, survival knife as the giveaway items today, which is cool. Have you ever used your firearm to stop a threat? I have pulled it. I have not had to use it. Thankfully, I hope that that streak continues on, because I really don't want to. You know, it's your preparedness. You want to be prepared, but you don't want to. You don't want to have to do that, I guess. I did actually buy, when I first got the Vector, a binary trigger for the Vector, which was kind of cool. It was like $400, which was incredibly expensive. I actually would love, if anyone has any knowledge of a Vector FRT, I think that would be elite. Why is no one making this? Not to mention the TP9 SC is optics ready. A lot of guys don't have a red dot yet. I think the PSA Dagger was the first cheap way for guys to get red dots, and the Dagger has mixed reviews. Yeah, I've shot the Dagger a little bit. I haven't necessarily had a chance to get like a significant amount of trigger time on the Dagger. I'll do my research for you, Muzz. Yes, please do, Malik. Yeah, binary triggers are stupidly expensive for no reason, 100%. If I'm being totally honest, I think a lot of the binary triggers are like going to completely not be used anymore moving forward, especially with the like super safeties and FRTs that are coming out at a cheaper price point. So why would I spend $300 or $400 on a binary trigger when I could get like a $100 super safety that also has 3 positions? 3D print one, no one has to know. Yeah, but yeah, big shout out to Malik Ferris again for the super safety, the D's Nuts Tactical Super Safety. We have that on my full 16-inch AR, and that sucker runs incredibly well and incredibly nicely. So yeah, I can't really see the value of getting like a binary trigger when the super safeties exist. It just doesn't make the most sense to me, I guess. But yeah, how's the audio here, gang? Is it still questionable? I'm curious. But yeah, pretty excited for this giveaway. It's the first gun giveaway we're doing on the channel. So lots of, we have had a good amount of entries. So there are a handful of entries. I would say probably like, if I had to estimate, I would estimate there are probably like 200 to 300 entries for the Canik TP9 Elite SC, which is a decent number. But not an unreasonable number. So I guess if you enter like 5 times, you have like a, I don't know, 2% chance of winning, which is 2 or 3% chance of winning, which is actually pretty good, considering that a lot of the gun giveaways that like other channels do, not necessarily other channels, but like, do you guys keep thinking back to like the classic firearms giveaways where it's like, there's millions and millions and millions of entries, and it's just like, ugh. Well, maybe right now for AKs, it's because the binaries have a third position and the FRTs don't have them. Yeah, yes, yes, but the Fostech Echo trigger, like, doesn't, I don't know, dude, I couldn't get it to work. It very choppy, very jammy, very, like, Gabby sent that to us, which we do appreciate for sure, but like, it's just the trigger itself is just not the best. And again, for like a $400 trigger, it's not, you know, it's just not worth it in my opinion. You can bump fire almost any AK. This is true. I have a dagger. Switch the trigger for Apex. I carry guns sometimes. Hasn't failed me, but I clean oil my guns after every time I shoot. Not everyone does that. Yeah, I would agree, and I do that too. Yeah. If you think about it, I could spend the price of the gun on entries, and my girlfriend can't get mad because I didn't buy it. I won it. This is very true. I will say, Mason and Malik, you guys do have the most entries for the gun. Malik has 61 entries, and Mason has 40 entries. So you guys definitely, between the two of you, you do have the most entries. We back at it. What's up, brother? How we doing today? What's up, Nerds with Guns? Appreciate you being here. We got the Recover Tactical 2020N chassis out on the table. We got the Chris Vector Chamber 45 ACP featuring the Bushwhacker 46, a really awesome suppressor. We got the Stripper Cerakoted Glock from Syndica's Cerakote with the Griffin Armament Micro Carry Comp. We have the giveaway gun and the giveaway knife out on the floor. The Canik TP9 Elite SC and the Utica Knife Survival Knife. This is a current giveaway of the channel. You could win. How do you get multiple entries? Well, you get one free entry for every video I post on the Canik, JLE. But if you donate to the channel, each dollar you donate to the channel gets you more entries. So if you donate $2, you'll get 2 extra entries. If you donate $20, you get 20 extra entries. And if you donate on PayPal, double points. So Mason Timlin threw me $20 on PayPal last night. So he actually has 40 entries because PayPal is double points. Malik, I'm coming for that top spot. More coming Friday too. What's coming Friday? But yeah, man, if you guys are just popping on the stream, welcome to the channel. I appreciate you being here. I really do enjoy these live streams. And if you could hit me with a subscribe, I would also really appreciate that. Wendy's or BK? I typically do not eat fast food, although I did actually have McDonald's for the first time in a really long time this past weekend because I was, traveling to Kalash Bash out in Eagle Lake, Texas, and I was legitimately starving to death, and I had to eat. So yeah, Malik says some more money on PayPal for more entries. Yeah, man. Like I said, you and Mason Timlin you have the most entries for sure. So yeah, man. Actually, a very, very winnable giveaway for the Canik TP9 Elite SC and the Utica Knife Survival Knife. Very winnable, which is cool. I'm very pleased that I get to do a giveaway that like y'all can actually win. I guess kind of one of the only benefits of having a smaller channel. But hey, the channel is growing, and it is growing very steadily, and I'm very appreciative of that. My goal is I would love to get to 12,000 subscribers today. How much to teach me how to get jacked up like you? I don't know. Don't eat carbs is really the best advice I can give you. What do you use to clean heavy carbon buildup? To be honest, I have a metal pick that I'll use to kind of scrape up carbon buildup with that, and then I'll typically switch from the pick to a wire brush, hitting it with just some Hops 9 in between to kind of loosen some stuff up. I try to keep my guns from having a significant carbon buildup. I will say I very historically have cleaned my guns after every time shooting. That being said, recently I haven't really been doing that. Obviously, if I put a lot of rounds through it, I'll clean it, but I just kind of go with the vibe. A bass brush. Wire copper brush, I think is typically what I use, what I have in the cleaning kit. Usually whenever I go to a gun show, they're selling them for like $1 or so. So I'll pick up like 2 or 3 of those wire brushes. They do kind of crap out on you like after a good handful of uses. But below average Utah dad, what's up, man? You guys are so much better than me. I only clean my guns when I absolutely have to, and they stop running. That's fair. Hey, big shout out to below average Utah dad, because he is sending in a lower for the 308 build that we're doing on the channel. This may be the slowest 308 build in the history of 308 builds, but it is going to come together. Gabby is sending a barrel. Below average Utah dad is sending a frame. So we'll have a barrel and a frame, and now I just need 800 other parts, and we'll have the 308 complete. Is the Canic a Glock style disassembly? Yeah, it's very similar. Yes, very similar to a Glock style disassembly, for sure. Super easy to assemble. I clean them every time after a range day. That's definitely the way to be, definitely the way to go about it. I kind of want to crink to say I have an AKM, but everyone's reviews are saying the handguard gets extremely hot. Maybe I'll buy myself an AK for Christmas. Dude, I love the PSA crank, man. I really want it. I really want it, dude. That is actually the top gun that I like straight up fiend. It gets hot. I will not lie to you. But I've shot it a ton, and it is, oh man, I hesitate to say this, but it's like one of the most fun guns I've shot. I hate saying this. I would argue it's maybe more fun to shoot than my Rifle Dynamics quick hatch, which is a little painful to admit because the Rifle Dynamics quick hatch that I bought is legitimately 3 times the price of the Crink. But the Crink is a ton of fun. I would personally get the 5.56. I know they just came out with the 5.45. I know they have it in 300 Blackout as well. I would personally get it in 5.56 just because it's the cheapest round. But the 5.45 and the 300 Blackout will both do better ballistically. But I don't know. I want to buy it, and I just want to shoot the hell out of it. Well, it's an AK. Yeah, it will be getting hot. I don't know. I hate running the AK glove. But, well, we have those. We have actually a good handful of the rail covers and stuff that I have sitting around. So I might add one of those if I get one. Anyways, given that the lower has been around since 2020 in a drawer, you know. AKs are just fun. Accuracy matters. Not just the sound and the nostalgia. Embrace your inner eye. Yeah, dude, I agree. I'm pretty good with AKs. Funny enough, I'm actually really good with AK irons. AK iron sights, I just inherently have always picked up and done a little bit better with. But yeah, AKs are definitely my favorite platform that I have. They're a lot of fun. I feel like AKs and handguns are like probably my 2 biggest staples. I have my ARs, and I enjoy my ARs. I really have been hyped up for this 308 build. It's gonna, all right, I have a really dumb question. Can you use like just any AR-15? No, surely you have to do a lower, like an AR-10 lower parts kit. I know that they'll take the same triggers, right? But different lower parts kits. And then the other thing, I'm sure a different buffer tube as well. Is that just an AK thing that the handguard gets extremely hot? I wanted it in 7.62, not sure if they have it in 7.62. It is just an AK thing, Fiasco Don. It's just the way that here, I don't know, whatever. Let's go to the gun room. Field trip. Oh, sorry, it's kind of a mess in here. But yeah, the way that the handguards and the AK are kind of situated is the gas tube is going to run like directly over the handguard. So where you're putting your hand right there, you actually have the gas tube and the barrel, which are both like arguably the hottest parts of the AK. So yeah, it is kind of just an AK thing. Also, I think I'm going to switch this wood stock to the Midwest Industry stock. No, the overall parts kits, the BCG is obviously different, but the only thing that you will need different is your buffer and spring. You could use everything else as almost entirely AR-15 standard. Like I said, I've built many. Nice. But yeah, I do think that's just, oh man, we're really giving you the gun show today. But yeah, so like for the quick hatch here, we do have that little Run and Gun Industries rail wrap to kind of help mitigate some of the heat. But again, if you look, that handguard is essentially right in between the barrel and the gas tube, both which get incredibly hot. I will say, funny enough, the KUSA Comrade doesn't typically get that hot, which is interesting. But it is still an AK style, again, where you would put your hand. So right there is right up against both the barrel and the gas tube. Yeah. And hey, peep the RPK just for funsies. So cool, man. Unprompted trip to the gun room, but whatever. Ooh. And then here's the newest iteration of the lever action. I don't know if y'all saw that yet, but pretty cool. So we're going to keep doing some work on that. All right, back to the table. Bear with me. Ah! Man, this gun room is like small. I mean, it's not small, but it is. Okay, back to the table we go. So we got the Syndicus Cerakote Glock 17 Gen 3. If you look real close, you could see the beautiful stripper camo. We got the Chris Vector Chamberlain 45 ACP featuring the Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46. And we got the Recover Tactical 2020N. Are you going to do cowboy action competitions with that gun? I definitely do have some fun cowboy LARPs that are inherently going to get pimped when I do the reviews of that gun. There was something I was going to say. Now I forgot. That's okay. If you guys just popped on the stream, please subscribe to the Muzzle Bro channel. I really would appreciate it. We have lots of awesome content. Oh, I was going to talk about my video that comes out in 5 hours. It is a Trump-themed video, which I think you guys would appreciate. I did basically I did a video doing my Trump impression the whole time. Not to spoil it, but I think you guys will enjoy it. I think it's a pretty cool little video. I put it together last night before bed, and I typically schedule my videos out quite a bit just to make sure I have content that's always coming out for you guys, because we do drop at least one video every day. But tonight's video, or I guess this afternoon's video that comes out in under 5 hours now, 4 hours and 43 minutes, you will get the first ever Muzzle Broke video where I do my Trump impression the entire time. I hope you guys enjoy it. I know I actually had a lot of fun filming it. So it'll be cool. Yeah, but it's actually featuring a night vision optic, so not to spoil the whole video, but you guys kind of get the gist of it. It'll be cool. What a video! It'll the greatest video. It'll be great. Hopefully my Trump impression was on point. Guzman, you're saving me right now, bro. I'm doing Radio Guard. Yeah, man, that's why I like to do the lunchtime live streams. It's I enjoy everyone time thefting from their bosses. They're eating the pet, they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs, they're eating the pets. 5.56 crank would be cool. I used to be the guy that says buy all your guns in one. Nah, buy all your guns in one caliber, so you have to stockpile. But then the ammo shortage just started happening again. Yeah, I would buy the crank in 5.56 because it's going to be the cheapest to shoot. And okay, is that going to be ballistically the best round in the world in 5.56? No, it is not. No, it's not. But it's going to be awesome. It's going to be cool, and you're going to love shooting it. And isn't that what it's all about, you know? If you were like, hey, dude, all right, so here's kind of the thing, right? PSA AK is forged front trunnion, decent price. Classic Firearms has some decent price forged front trunnions from Pioneer. I know there's controversy over Century and Pioneer, but go forged and okay. Yeah, I actually have pretty good experiences with the PSA AKs. So yeah, I have pretty good experiences with the PSA AKs. Are there better AKs on the market? Yeah, of course. But the PSA price points, I think, are pretty good. But anyways, yeah, the PSA crank is pretty dope. I don't know. If you were to buy, like, if you were wanting, like, I need a gun for home defense and it's going to be my only gun, like, you gotta go for an AR. It's the most practical option. But if you want a gun that's fun to shoot, the PSA crank definitely fits that bill there for sure. But yeah, man, make sure you guys are entering for the giveaway gun, the Canik TP9 Elite SC and the Utica Knife Survival Knife. You get both if you win. So that's pretty cool. Alrighty, guys, I hope you appreciate the lunchtime live because I know I appreciate you being here. This has been a fun one for us. So please subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and stay tuned for tonight's video featuring the Trump impression. Again, we were featuring the Syndicus Cerakote Glock 17 with the Griffin Armament Micro Carry Comp, the Chris Vector chambered in 45 ACP with the Griffin Armament Bushwhacker 46 Suppressor, as well as the Recover Tactical 2022N. All right, y'all have a great day. I will see you later.